Now a look at the stock market. Nigerian stocks hit a 13-year high on Thursday after stocks experienced 3 straight days of solid gains, rallying. The all-share index past 45,000 points for the first time since 2008. At the time of closing on Thursday, the all-share index, which measures the performance of all stocks, recorded a gain of 1.1% to close at 45,890.52 points. Meanwhile, the market year-to-date growth stood at plus 7.43%. In the meantime, market breadth closed positive as Academy led 24 gainers as against 13 losers, topped by Regency Assurance and at the end of the day's session, an improved performance when compared with previous outlook. Market turnover closed positive as volume moved up by plus 245.34% as against plus 7.53% uptick recorded in the previous session. Transcorp, FBNH and Jay's Bank were the most active to boost market turnover. Seplat and Dangote Cement topped market value list. Seplat leads the list of active stocks that recorded impressive volume spike at the end of the day session. Now, to further analyze the market and what went down is Ambrose Omordion, CRO, Invest Data Limited. He joins us now in the studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing today?
Very fine.
Now, let's take a look at the stocks. It hit a 13-year high on Thursday, that's yesterday, after stocks experienced 3 straight days of solid gains as the all-share index sped past 45,000 for the first time since 2008. What are the major drivers of this current trend?
Actually, we said it earlier on this program that the year started on a strong positive and bullish note, which is still on rallying the market. For me, it's a good omen and a start for the market because the previous year under review, that market does gain 6.07. Now, year to date, the market are getting almost 7.53. 43. It's a good one. But it tells you that there are some factors that investors are looking at. One, they're looking at that the oil price has rallied from almost 7 years high. Also, we're looking at the earnings season that is around the corner, knowing that the quarterly performance of this company as of 2021 were impressive. That means this will support the payout of this company when results start hitting the market from February for the audited account. Then at the same time, we're seeing some positive economic news too. These are what investors are looking at. And the most important is that there are some fundamental news that impact some sectors of the economy. And any investment is against the future. If that means if you are seeing all these fundamental news or information about a sector, see, investors will twist towards that sector, position ahead of those fundamental news manifesting or maturing.
What kind of news are we talking about?
No, we're talking of now. For example, now we see that crude oil price is rising already. That alone tells you that the oil sector will benefit from the rally. If you look at what happened in the banking sector, if we are going to take advantage of the Africa free zone, and now the payment system have been established for Africa, it also it's a plus for the bank. If you also look at companies like Seplat and Wando that are into crude oil business, that alone tells you that something also is on. Then government also have an increased capital expenditure for 2022 budget. It tells you that the infrastructure sector, which is the industrial goods and construction, are going to benefit from it. As an investor, you don't wait for government to start spending because you are seeing this information that if they've adjusted capital expenditure from almost with about 25% up, it tells you that
you position yourself to take advantage
that's
of
why,
it.
And the market is that as you enter early and price can go up, better for you than enter tomorrow. In fact, enter today, price is still moving on. Enter tomorrow, won't get the same. Then if I meet my target early, I exit. He can continue to wait to meet the target. That is investment. Since it's against investment, everybody can come at the time you understand the information and you position. That's what we're just seeing in the market. For me, the market is still good, and also this also support the sentiment. I've said that for the past almost 2 years consistently, January have closed positive. Look back to 2018, the market January gained about 9%. That was the first time the index again crossed around this 45,000 we're seeing. That was 2018 because January was the month that he touched it, because that was also positive sentiment in that January. Now we're also seeing that positive sentiment already in this January ahead of any season. For me, a good investor should also not be carried away with this sentiment we're seeing in the market. If you have made your profit, because every investment should be guided by your goal. If you have set your profit target as at either November or December last year, and now we're seeing January that is going up, nothing stops people taking profit.
So do you see the market sustaining this trend?
there are bound to be oscillation from here to, to start the number. Numbers are coming out from either 27th of next week, January. But when the number comes, these numbers also perform well, will also drive sentiment. If the numbers are beating expectation, you see higher sentiment. If the numbers came and they're below what market is expecting, they're bound to be also kind of deflation in the sentiment. But for me, these numbers and the economic trend will also guide investors, in regards to what to be. But for me, those that are invest data, especially those that attend our free question and answer, and those that are subscribers, that will always guide them what to do per week, so that you know the next step to take. Then, I mean, if you have not joined that group, try and see how you can join that group. Like every Saturday by 12 to 1, you'll be among those investors that will share ideas and position for the new week. But that is the only way to prepare. I'm telling you, seeing the numbers on the newspaper, market closed 20 naira this one, it doesn't give information until you know the factors behind those numbers that will guide you.
But let's look at the figures for today. For instance, we see the all share index at 45,890.52. That's as against yesterday's close at 45,430.14. And then we see the number of deals increasing to 44,342 as against 4,218 yesterday, and the volume at 873.49 million as against 252.93 million yesterday, and that is valued at 31.54 billion naira as against 8.92 billion naira yesterday. And we see the change in the market value, that's at 1.01%. as against 1.73% yesterday. How would you analyze these figures?
No, actually, looking at these numbers, yesterday we had a positive market breadth. 27 stocks were on the gainers chart. Why? How about just 9 on the loser chart? And look at those companies that make up those 27. Most of them are dividend-paying companies, and medium and the blue chips companies are there. But what really impacted the market is that this is the first time in a day that Dangote Cement is trading about almost 100 million shares in a day. That alone impacted the market positively. And also looking at the volume of almost 480 something million that was traded, I tell you that it's a sign that the institutional investors are gradually coming back to the market after the long holiday. After the Christmas, New Year, they decide to stay back before the seeing volume coming back to the market, and you are seeing market going up. It's a plus that volume supporting the uptrend. We are seeing positive breadth. We are seeing a volume increasing. We are seeing even the sentiment going up, because yesterday we had 100% buy sentiment as at yesterday. Tells you that most of the position in the market today was position taking. You can see that the life of Vital Fund have declared a 1 naira 50 kobo, also among the gainers. Zenith Bank, GTB.
Yes, actually, let's look at all these things. Gainers.
When you look at all these things, it tells you that people are positioned ahead of that. That means it's the dividend-paying stocks and the movement in Dangote because of the buyback program that was executed yesterday that moved the market. But it doesn't that it will continue on this trend. There might likely be a little pullback in the new week we are entering, as we were expecting to just for profit taking. It's not that something that changed in the trend. But profit takers will take advantage of this rally to pull out money, and they also take their profit out. For me, it's not a bad market. Is still strong. Also, if you look at
but let's look at the top gainers for the day. We have Learn Africa, which last closed at 1 naira 18 kobo, but then currently stands at 1 naira 29 kobo. And then we have Cadbury, which currently stands at 9 naira 50 kobo as against the former 8 naira 80 kobo. And then Linkashore closed at 0 naira 57 kobo as against the 53 kobo it last closed. And Jay's Bank at 67 kobo as against the 63 kobo it last closed. And then it looks like there's some sort of increase in the outputs here.
No, if you look, as you just read the top gainers for the day, it tells that look, those individual companies that top the gainers. One of them was Northern Nigeria Flour Mill, and followed by Learn Africa. Learn Africa is also into publishing company, but I'll start with the Northern Nigeria Flour Mill. That is a manufacturing company that topped the gainers start yesterday. It tells you that investors are taking advantage of the pullback, but that stock has suffered losses for about 3 days before this recent uptick we saw yesterday. It tells you that investors are looking at where they are seeing some support level in some prices. They are not jumping up into those stocks. But for Learn Africa, Learn Africa for me is a seasonal company that publishing of books. It is when school is resuming, the for a new year, you see more of their result looking positive, because that is where school demand ahead of them. But we're expecting that their third quarter results will come to the market any moment from now, because they have March as year end and December has ended. That is the end of their third quarter. Any moment from now, investors also have learned that if you want to take advantage of earning season, that's what we call timing earning trading entering. If you want to play any season, there's a time for you to time those stock and enter. For me, I'm seeing that investors are taking a position ahead of third quarter earnings of Len Africa. That's why the price is up. But it has remained at 117 kobo for a long time. But now that we are seeing that it tick up there, it tells you that people are looking at this result. If it might beat expectation, then also for that push the price up.
Okay, let's look at Dangote Sugar, which actually lost about 50 kobo on Friday, although the share is strong at 18 naira 25 kobo. What are the weaknesses and what are investors' sentiment towards the stock?
No, actually, if you look at the number that were released by Dangote Sugar as a third quarter was below market expectation, but that do not know, I say that you should just jump out totally. But those that are step out are coming back again, because the year is already ended for the company, because December is their year end. The pullback they saw from almost 18 to around 1650, 1660. People took advantage of that pullback and they enter. When the price also touched as 18 naira, almost 25 kobo, what I saw yesterday was just profit taken in the Dangote Sugar. There's nothing wrong with that, but I believe that the company has been consistent in dividend payment. That was also support that if you're entering now, most of them are looking at dividend, some are looking at the capital appreciation. That's why we are seeing activity there. But 2.72 loss for a day, for me, is just marginal. It's just profit taking for Dangote.
Okay, let's take a look at the chart for Dangote Sugar for the day.
Okay, Dangote Sugar for the day. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's go back to Dangote Sugar. This is Dangote Sugar. Yes. No, this is a stock that have moved from as low as almost 15 naira 20 kobo and rallied to up to 18 naira 25 kobo. Pulling back just marginally here, it shows that these people are just taking taking a profit. For that, you don't need to panic, because the price is still good and it has not broken a major support level down. Once it happens again, before you panic. But if you look at where it is now, you can look at it. This is a support level for that. It has not broken that out. For me, this stock is still very, very strong. If you really want to wait, if you are there, because dividends will naturally come, because they have been consistent. If the numbers were totally bad for third quarter, it's not thinking that dividend is not coming. But since the numbers is still reasonable, and we know that the last quarter of the year, is very, very important for most of the machinery companies, because of the high demand of consumer goods. This is a company that is into consumer goods. I believe that the last quarter of the year 2021 will support their numbers. That might be a little improvement. We'll see their full number. For me, technically, the stock is still strong until we see their fundamental functions of earnings for the full year. Yeah.
So is there a need for investors to be cautious of their funds, looking at the way the market is playing out right now?
No, not really cautious, but you don't be carried away with the market, upbeat. What you do that you have to, take profit when it's opportunity. That's why I said every investor or trader should have investment. That if when you are entering that, this is my profit target when I'm entering, this is my stop loss. But if you don't have all this in the market, you go up and down with market position. But if you have your goals, you set your goal. Once you meet your goal, you exit. Whether the price is going up to another price doesn't concern you, because you have met your target. That is why, as an investor, before you enter any stock, set a goal for yourself, and that will guide you.